we move into that energy now of thoughts becoming prayers. So we just take a breath and we huff it out, or just exhale. Some people moving into meditation really like to take that breath and just make an audible sound with it as they release and move into the time of silence. If that's something you'd like to do, feel free to do it. But as we do breathing, we pay attention. We don't just breathe on autopilot for a minute. Let's make a conscious connection with the breath. We don't have to force anything. We don't have to try to make it go a certain way or at a certain pace. Just simply be conscious of it. When we are conscious of the breath, it changes everything about everything that follows it. When we remember that each and every inhalation is the breath of God itself. Source energy flowing directly to us and through us. When we remember that that is every breath, it changes the activity of breathing. With every breath, we are renewed. With every breath, we are invigorated and enlivened. With every breath, we have a new opportunity to be in relationship with the divine that we are not just aware of, but a part of. God isn't somewhere out there. God is everywhere present in every moment, including within each one of us. The God of my understanding, the God of your understanding, begins within each one of us. As we step into the awareness of the breath, of the heartbeat, of the activity of divine mind that's happening inside of each one of us, this moment becomes sacred. Any time we become aware of the divine energy flowing through and as us, that moment becomes sacred. And we take that opportunity in this sacred moment to feel that divine flow, to bring our awareness of it, forward. And we step into a moment of feeling the divine informing the human. What is the presence of the divine in you, guiding you to be? What is the presence of the divine guiding you to show up as? What is the presence of the divine calling for in your life? When we ask that question, we just take a moment now to step with that question into a moment of hyper-aware silence as we seek the answer. And then we take another breath and let it land. Whatever came to mind, whatever moved through in that silence, we just note it. We pay attention. And we feel forward into where it brings us. Knowing that sometimes the voice of God speaks through the voice of a child, through the voice of nature, through the sound of a coffee maker brewing. Sometimes the silence speaks louder than any words can. For that we take notice and we are grateful and we say, thank you, God. Amen. So I wonder if the people who walk through darkness will indeed see a great light. Right? Because the fact of the matter is, it's our choice. It's our choice what we choose to see in anything that happens in our lives. Somebody can be blaring the great light of knowledge right in your face. And you can be doing the la 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 la, don't hear it, don't see it, don't know it. There's so much involved in these lives that we create as far as our outlook. This month, we're focusing on the power of understanding. Not just understanding, in a small scale, but the divine attribute of understanding at the level of the divine. That's far more than just getting what somebody said. That's understanding the context in which we work and live and move. That is looking further beyond someone's words and actions into what might motivate them. It's seeing a deeper truth underneath any truth that we can see. It's a pretty big call to step into that large a level of absolute understanding. Pardon me, one moment. Woo! So, Mel gave me a fisherman's friend while I was having a slight cough over there, and woo, that sucker's hot. Okay. Am I breathing fire? Yeah. Pardon me. Woo! That's good. All right. A lozenger with a kick. And I appreciate it. Thank you, Mel. You probably will have saved my voice through all of this. I had one of those bugs that when you get the little bug, it's like, it's just a couple days. It's not a big deal. It's the 2.5 weeks afterward with the continual that happens that I'm like, okay, enough already. Thank you. Enough. I understand. I'm not sure what at this point. So this level of understanding, one of the easiest ways for me to get in touch with where I am in understanding what's going on in my life or understanding there are deeper things being outpictured is to get in touch with where I am on the why me meter. Am I in the why me? Why does it have to be me? All the time it's me. Is that where I am? Because if that's where I am, welcome to victim mode. And if we live in victim mode, see, here's the thing. In our humanity, we are so invested in being right. We may not even realize on a conscious level how invested we are in being right. And that can come from, well, I had an argument with so-and-so, and I know I was right because what they were saying was wrong, But it can run as deep as the level as I believe at depth that I do not deserve prosperity. And so my entire life will be filled with struggles for money. So how deep you want to dive here today? Where are we on the why me meter? Because there is a point at which the why me meter goes to, why would it be me that is called to step up to this new knowledge or this task or this? Why would it be me? What is it about me that is divinely appointed to have what I need and be who I am enough to have this be the call that is put upon me? That's a completely different place than, why me? I don't wanna. I'm sick of this. Every time, blah, 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 blah. I've said it before, every time, or always, or each time, that's an invitation. Every time you're tempted to say, every time this is what happens, every time you're tempted to do that, realize that you're being invited to pay attention to what you're about to say. And that you're invited. See, there's two sides to every coin. There's two sides to every coin. Why would it be me? What is within me that is so unique and different and special that this is the path that I am called to walk? What an honor it is that I have the sacred ability to do whatever it is, fill in the blank. What is it in your life that over and over you end up doing? The joke in my life has always been that if there is a child in a room in a party of 75 people, I will end up with the child. There's something about me that is forever 5. And I love to play with the kids. And I'll end up on the floor in the gathering, wherever it is, in a dress and heels and whatever, playing with the children because I can't help but notice what's happening with the children. I can't help but be called to the energy of that child and of wanting to be caught up. Even during meditation, did you hear the baby laugh? Oh my gosh, that made me smile during meditation. Now, you could have sat through the meditation going, oh my gosh, who dares to bring a baby into this room during meditation? Oh, noises. The coffee maker cycled on. Oh my gosh. We are in a time of sacred silence. Can you feel that? Like, how many times, and I've watched people do it, if I've been running meditations where we have had a sound that is perpetual, it comes on in the room, or somebody that coughs or somebody that turns on, I know it's probably horrible and sacrilegious, but I love it. I immediately pop one eye open and watch the people in the room. And half the people are like, I will tell you, up to half the people are entirely unbothered. Entirely. Never even a flinch, never even a momentary. Some people, and this is another invitation, here it comes. The next time you go into meditation, I invite you to stay aware and surfaced enough to feel what's going on your face. I have been in so many meditations where, and I hope you guys can see this on camera. I don't know how much you guys are. I have been in so many meditations where people are like this. They are meditating so hard. Spoiler alert, that's not what meditation is for or about. You're not doing it wrong. There is no way to do it wrong. You can get closer to center or not be as close to center. That choice, why me? Why am I here in this meditation? Is it to do it right? Is it to show everyone how spiritual I am? With my hippie skirt and my tank top and my prayer beads? Is it because I feel called to share a quiet space with other people who are also looking to be centered? Look for your motivation. Where is the motivation in the things that you're doing? Where is your face set when you're meditating? If your eyebrows are strung together during meditation, you're missing out. Because the idea of meditation, just as one little tiny example, the idea of meditation is not to silence every thought in your head and reach nirvana in 32 seconds after the bell sounds. Meditation is a workout, just as much as going to the gym is a workout. Just as much as him moving into the operatic voice is a workout. When he sings, rock songs with the radio, I guarantee you that's not the same voice that you hear. What level are we reaching with the things that we're interacting with? Where are we now, we got to hear that now. No, wait a minute. It's like, maybe you don't ever listen to rock. Maybe I just said something totally sacrilegious. Or maybe, or maybe he's headbanging, It could happen. It could happen. Disco, I don't know. Where are we with the connection to what we're using and connecting with in our bodies? Are we connecting at the level of, I got to do this again. Here I am. Put on a happy face. Act like is that where we are? Because one of the biggest things I love about Unity of Sebring, and that I hear repeatedly about people that visit here or from people that visit here and people who show up here, is how absolutely authentic all of us are. I've had people who came here to Unity of Sebring and told me candidly, at some point your facade is going to shift, and I'm going to see who you really are. And 6 months later, they're going, okay, so maybe this really is who all of you are. Maybe this really is this level of connection. Yes, see, it's not, why me? It's, wow, me. I get to do this. I get to plug into life at this deep, deep level. I get to go into the voice that doesn't come from here or here. It's the voice that comes from the core. I get to connect so deeply with source energy that even in the middle of a crisis, even in the middle of something that I'm thinking, oh my gosh, seriously? This is what's next? I can connect within and go, yeah, this is what's next. What does it mean? Where are the lessons and the blessings? Because we are so invested in being right that we're going to prove our core beliefs right again and again and again, to our blessing or our detriment. If your core belief is, I'm not worthy and I can't do it, you're right. If your core belief is, I'm learning and growing and changing every day, you're right. You find what you look for. And if you look for reasons that you are the victim and that life is against you, I guarantee you it has plenty of those to show you. And if you are looking for reasons that you worked through whatever that difficult time was, and oh my gosh, I made it through it, I can't believe it. What was that for? And if you live a life looking for what that was for and how it can help, you're right. It is, and it will. we are constantly proving ourselves right or wrong. Well, no, we're constantly proving ourselves right. So it's important to know that. You know, the Bible verse, be ye transformed. Be ye transformed, not by somebody out there, not by God sitting on a cloud. That Romans 12:2, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You come here Sunday after Sunday. You show up at midweek meditations and discussion groups and evolving out loud and our paper bead making for our newcomer necklaces that people walk away with and feel the blessing from. We are creating that energy by the mindset with which we do it. It can just be a paper necklace, or it can be a blessing in the form of love. It can just be the next meal that you cook to give your body what it needs to walk forward, or it can be a statement of how much you love and feel blessed by the food that crosses your table. I guarantee you it's a completely different thing. I've shared a few times, I've never been a real cook person. Oh, it's kind of a means to an end usually to me. And I'm like, okay, I'll cook. All right, I'll cook. And the food that comes out of, okay, I'll cook, it's sustenance. And often, at the end of an okay, I'll cook meal, I'm like, oh, I want something sweet. And I want something salty. And, oh, but if I only had just another piece of bread. But it translates, right? We feel that love. I've shared with you guys before, I don't know whether to call him my boyfriend or not, we'll see. But I've changed his ringtone in my phone to, if it's meant to be, it'll be, baby, just let it be. And every time it rings now, I'm like, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Hi, how you doing? What state of mind are we putting ourselves in when we're putting ourselves into situations, right? What state of mind are we putting ourselves in? But when I started dating John and I went to his house and he said, I want to cook for you, sitting and watching that man cook, I felt like I had paid admission to something that was worthwhile to see. He lit up in the kitchen. And the food that he made was delicious. And I don't even know if it was as delicious as because it was the ingredients he was using or the way that he combined them, or if it was simply the love with which he prepared this meal that translated while I sat and ate it. That's something to think about in life. Yesterday, we gathered to bring our sanctuary into bloom for summer. What do you guys think? Yeah. Isn't it nice? Yeah. It looks beautiful. And we kind of got done decorating at a time, and we didn't have toppers for the trees. So Krista said, you want me to run to Michael's? And the rest of us, while Krista ran to Michael's, sat here together and dreamed. What could this space be? What is this space calling to be? What is the energy in this room demanding that we step up and create? And we have a vision for this sanctuary that I don't know if I've shared with you guys, but I feel like Andy would be okay with it, and I feel like it may have been a direction that Andy was already thinking in. There are types of decor that can also act as sound soak, sound insulation. This room, as I'm sure you've noticed, is very live and very loud and very echoey. And we have some sound buffering, and it's not stepping up enough to the task, and it doesn't come all the way up to the stage. And Well, there's a way we could do that and make this space look like nature is in the inside of our space as well as outside. Glenda went to a hotel one time and saw some beautiful, like a naturescape. There are living biospheres that you can put along walls with moss gardens that create sound insulation, bring life into the room, and bring the outside in. We are Unity of Sebring Life Enrichment Center. That's so much more than a Sunday church that people would go to. What if, when we create the environmental project outside, we know that that's beginning, it's going to be beginning more soon, we're almost there. We have to do a controlled burn in the acreage to the south of us here to start that. But we will have walking trails with species and plants that you will see identified that are endangered, that are some of them only grown in Highlands County and that are endangered. We will become a repository for if land is being cleared and endangered species that live here in the ridge and scrub habitat need a place to be, they will relocate them to our property. We will be a sanctuary for life. Can we imagine bringing some of that inside and having a scenescape that flows from the doors that you walk into, past our water walls, down the walls to where it looks like things are growing out of the walls, to where it looks like we have a natural flow and a spiritual life enrichment center here, inside and out. That's what this is calling for. There's no why me consciousness in this place. There is, we are here. What more can we do to contribute? What more can we do to bring sanctuary to this sanctuary? What more can we do to answer the call that was begun years and years ago when Master Val Henry said, Sebring needs a unity church? Many of you guys know where Dimitri's is, right? What you may not know is Unity of Sebring started right across the parking lot in the Dragon's Lair dojo. Unity of Sebring began when Master Val Henry, would go borrow chairs, set them all up in the karate dojo. They would have guest speakers come in. They would take all the chairs down and it would become the dojo again. Then they moved because there's no why me victim consciousness in the DNA of Unity of Sebring. There is the consciousness of growing, expanding, and sharing unity. Then there was a location downtown on Orange. That church is still there. When I came here to interview for this job, I met the congregation that is currently in that church. They are lovely people and they love that building. And then came the time where no why me, poor me consciousness. There came the time of we need a bigger space. And you know what? We think we are worthy of someone handing it to us. We are so prosperous that there is somebody in Highlands County that is looking to donate a chunk of land, and we are ready to receive. And that's what happened. And acres were donated to Unity of Sebring. And then this building was built. Tracy was there when ground was broken. Tina was there. So many of you were there when the ground was broken for this space right now. This is sacred, holy space that was claimed to grow the consciousness of Highlands County. We don't have a victim consciousness here. We have a consciousness of unity and of growth and of thriving and an understanding that it is up to us for that to happen. So we are called further and further into the expression of our divine. We've got so much more to do here. And it's because of you that we do more here. We support our congregation. We also support worthy organizations in Highlands County. Every month, we collect as a congregation for something, and we give that to an organization in our community, and then our board gives 10% of anything that you guys bring in this door to another organization in Highlands County. We want to create unity in real and tangible ways. We want to show up in ways that bloom and blossom. We want to have a sanctuary that becomes a sanctuary that truly brings unity to this county, and that anyone who is wanting to spiritually enrich the lives of people and create unity can come here and be seen and heard and contribute to more of the energy that says, I stand here transformed by the power of my mind, because those who walk in great darkness, when they embrace it, they find a great light. They don't just find it, they decide to carry it and embody it and be it. We are the light of God in this world. Let's get out there and blast it out. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Please visit www.unityofsebring.org for more information, to submit a prayer request, or to donate to our ministry. We hope to see you again very soon.